What's going on, guys? Patrick here, the most notorious and the most hated AMC bear on YouTube. While most AMC YouTubers are telling you that AMC is going to go to the moon any day now, I've been talking about the idea that possibly AMC was going to single digits. Since AMC was $60, I've basically been bearish on AMC and talking about the idea of AMC being one big, massive pump and dump. AMC falling while the CEO said that there is no evidence of synthetic shares. He posted on Twitter saying that AMC has done a share count 6 times in the past year. They know that there is a total of 516 million AMC shares. The CEO of AMC said that he has said before that they've seen no reliable info on so-called synthetic or fake shares. Fugazi, it's a fugazi. There's a billion, cajillion, batrillion fake shares out there. You can see the chart here on AMC back there in June of 2021. AMC up to the $70 area, and then ever since just getting hammered down. I will say I'm actually impressed. I'm impressed that AMC has somehow held this $12 area for as long as it has held since about May now. May 12th, kind of bouncing off this kind of double bottom area, that $10. Now just kind of going sideways, had a little pop up there, and then getting sold off again. AMC $12.50. It's definitely not a MOAS, more like just no ass. No MOAS and no ass. AMC right now at the $12.50 area. There's a possibility maybe AMC pops back up if the market continues to kind of get some pops. But if the market really decides that it's going to dump once again, I would imagine that AMC will finally lose this support and we'll be below $10 pretty quickly. And well, obviously we're below $15. Like I said, making the call here on AMC back when it was $60 that AMC would hit $15. And well, it hit $15 and it went below it. And as you can see here, the stock price on AMC continuing to go lower and lower and lower. There's more news. There's more bad news. It's not just about the stock price going down. 5 out of the last 6 years, AMC has lost money, and they are projected to lose money for at least the next 2 years. The big red flag for AMC, I think the biggest red flag for anybody out there that's actually investing in this company that believes that AMC has a promising future here, is that the bonds. AMC bonds are rated at CCC. This right here tells you one thing, that the rest of the world, that the creditors, that the rating agencies, that the banks, everybody has looked at the business model, they've looked at the numbers on AMC, and they've given them a CCC rating, which basically, that pretty much everybody out there believes that these bonds will be worthless one day, and there's a very good chance that the company will default on their loans here. When you look at AMC's financials, they have $10.3 billion in assets and $12.5 in liabilities. So they have $12.5 billion in debt, basically, while only having $10.3 billion in assets. What's really bad about this is that the assets that they have are very illiquid. So just spitballing some numbers here, you look at Top Gun. Top Gun had around $156 million in sales domestically, right? And before that, you had Spider-Man that did over $260 million in domestic sales in the opening weekend, and AMC obviously still lost money in that quarter when Spider-Man came out. If you ballpark kind of the gross profit for AMC I think makes around like 40, they make up about 40% of the total US market share when it comes to movie theaters. So let's say, 40% of that $156 million being $62 million in tickets sold from AMC for the Top Gun remake. And then they have to split those profits. AMC does not get $60 million right into their bank. They have to, pay basically and split the profits from selling the movie tickets. And let's say, best case scenario, it's 50-50. I'm thinking it's probably more like 40-60 on the opening weekend, maybe even less, maybe 30-70. That's why movie theaters really have to focus on making money off of the concessions and the drinks and popcorn, things like that. So you take that $30 million and you think about, like, wow, cool, they made $30 million off of Top Gun there domestically. But then you think about, like, okay, in the last 12 months, AMC has lost 1.4 billion, with interest on their debt alone accounting for about a third of the total. AMC lost about 5.9 billion during COVID, which they covered by selling shares to the apes, selling shares to these investors over here. I mean, they literally need over 100 movies like Top Gun to make $30-40 million that weekend to even get out of the hole that they're at. Is there going to be over 100 movies coming out this year alone to try to be able to get AMC out of the hole that they're in? I highly doubt it. So at the end of the day, this is adding up. It's adding up. And the company has said recently in their 10K filing that they believe that their existing cash and cash equivalents together, cash generated from operations, will be enough to fund their operations to satisfy their obligations, including cash outflows for increased rent and planned capital expenditures, and to comply with minimum liquidity and financial covenant requirements under their debt rules related to borrowing for at least the next 12 months. Guys, they're pretty much saying like, hey, there's a pretty good chance that we could go bankrupt here in less than 12 months, pretty much. Like you're saying maybe 13 months, 14 months from now, they're going to run out of cash, which is pretty insane. And like I said, their bonds are a CCC rating, which basically the rest of the world, all the smart money out there, is believing that this company is going to go bankrupt. It's insane, right? Right now, AMC is paying around 8% annually on their secured debt. But the problem is they have unsecured debt that they're paying interest of over 20%. So that's a huge issue here. And long story short, AMC is likely to run out of money in 2023 based on these numbers alone. And like I read from the 10K filing, they're basically admitting that there is a possibility that they could run out of money in the next 12 months. After this 12 months, they have enough money for the next 12 months, hopefully, but they might possibly not have enough money after that. So very interesting. So they basically need, like I said, over 100 Top Gun movies to come out to really kind of blow up box offices, but we know that there's no possible way that's going to happen. So everything has been basically written on the wall. The writing is on the wall here that AMC is on the brink of financial collapse, at least in the next year, 2023, especially with the way the recession's going on. You got the inflation, you got the overall rent increases, you got interest rates going up. You have so much stuff going against the idea of AMC making a turnaround during the world that we're living in today. So you really have to ask yourself a question. Do you want to be holding shares of AMC when they go bankrupt in 2023? Obviously, we don't know for sure, but let's be honest. Like I said before, I mean, I've put a target on this company down to, $1, maybe $2. If we get to a point where they're about to go bankrupt again, this company would be worth $0. So if you own shares of AMC, let's say you have $10,000 invested in AMC. You bought shares at $10, $12, whatever. You bought AMC and they end up going bankrupt. What happens at that point? Guess what? All of that in money that you invested is gone. It's just poof, gone. The actual debt collectors and the creditors will be the first ones to be able to get any money out of the company. But like I said, they have more liabilities, billions more in liabilities than they actually do in assets. So there's a big problem here, and the actual shareholders will not be paid out if the company goes bankrupt. So again, this is a big warning to anyone out there who's wondering what will happen in the future for AMC. I really do not see any chance that AMC somehow magically creates a new business model, that they invest in some type of, new gold mining business, and it's not going to work. It's all going to fail, and they're at a point where it's a perfect storm, right? You have just so many things, so much headwind going against the idea of AMC having a future here. And I really think there's only one future when it comes to AMC, and that's bankruptcy.
Yeah.